This isn't about the history of the wars, or about who are the good guys and who are the bad guys, but it concerns the concept of initiating a world war, a very extraordinary concept, and who wanted it to happen. We do not accept that it just happened by itself, and I will try to argue that a will to war initiation came from this country and not some other country. Who wanted to start a world war? We're all heavily programmed on this matter, the ultimate good guy Winston Churchill, man of the century, and the ultimate bad guy Adolf Hitler. But we're not here concerned with judgments about who's good and who's bad. We're trying to talk about their wanting a war to start, not the history of the war per se, but its process of initiation. While researching my book, I came across quite a lot of statements by Jews about the fact that a world war was going to happen, a war against Germany. We all know that Jews declared economic warfare against Germany in 1933, and I'm not being judgmental. What Hitler had written in Mein Kampf, you can appreciate that they'd be annoyed. But as well as this, there were statements that a war is going to come. Quote, Hitler will have no war, but we will force it on him, not this year but soon. We will trigger a spiritual and material war of all the world against Germany. Our Jewish interests demand the complete destruction of Germany. And quote, I'll just quote those in more detail. The United Jewish Campaign 1934, D.A. Brown, National Chairman, we Jews are going to bring a war on Germany. Emil Ludwig Cohen, in Les Annales, June 1934, he wrote, Hitler will have no war, but we will force it on him, not this year but soon. Vladimir Jabotinsky, founder of the terror group Irgun Zmai, in January 1934, and Jabotinsky writes, we will trigger a spiritual material war of all the world against Germany's ambitions to become once again a great nation, to recover lost territories and colonies. Our Jewish interests demand the complete destruction of Germany. The Jewish Chronicle in 1939, Chaim Weizmann, Zionist leader, said, the Israeli people around the world declare economic and financial war against Germany, holy war against Hitler's people. That's 8th of September 1939. And then, in February 1940, after the war began, Les Nouvelles Littéraires says, quote, even if we Jews are not bodily with you in the trenches, we are nevertheless morally with you. This is our war and you are fighting it for us. Germany's reproduction rate is presently at a low level which cannot possibly recover, and it may be inevitable now that German culture will fade away. So it's a spiritual and material war that is here blueprinted, and we may reflect on what happened at Nuremberg when monstrous accusations were formulated against Germany after it had been pulverised and destroyed. There was a frightening book by Tory MP Captain Archibald Ramsay called The Nameless War, which you might find hard to get, and he was put in jail throughout the war by Churchill for his anti-war activity. And here is what he said, quote, International Judaism has demonstrated by the course of the 20th century that it could start war and destroy Germany by a spiritual and material war. That obviously is a very politically incorrect view, but if you ask who in the 1930s wanted another war when nearly all the world was praying desperately that it should not happen, you do find these sources.